The movie opens with Peter walking and reflecting on life. He contemplates how the world never stops moving, changing and evolving. He wonders what would happen if everything he thought he knew was a lie and how discovering the truth could change everything. Suddenly, a bright light bursts from the night sky, followed by millions of laser beams striking the city, causing widespread flames and destruction. Just then, Peter wakes up in his bed, realizing it was all a nightmare. His wife, Alice, heard his screams and woke up. She expresses her concern for him and urges him to see a doctor, as his nightmares are taking a toll on their family. The next morning, as Peter prepares to leave for work, he promises his daughter, Lucy, that he will come home early so they can go out together, along with her older sister. Alice also inquires about when they will meet up with their friend, and Peter assures her they can do it tomorrow. On his way out, Peter sees his older daughter, Hannah, in the elevator. He tells her about their plans for the evening and apologizes for the times he has been absent. At work, while concentrating on his tasks, Peter suddenly notices his hands are covered in blood. He experiences disturbing flashbacks of a violent encounter. Unexpectedly, the machine he is working on malfunctions, causing his boss to approach him and remark on the unusual mistake. As Peter wraps up at work, he suddenly loses consciousness and slips into a dreamlike state filled with apocalyptic visions. When he wakes up, he realizes he has already missed the promised family time. Rushing home, he notices a strange light in the sky and starts asking strangers if they see it too, but no one responds. At home, Alice is trying to put Lucy to sleep, making excuses for Peter by saying he got caught up at work. When Peter finally arrives, Alice is upset and confronts him. Frustrated, he explains that he had nightmares at work, which caused his delay. She urges him once again to seek professional help. Their argument wakes Lucy, who asks why they are yelling. Alice gently takes her back to bed. Later that night, Peter dreams of his daughter Lucy crying over 2 dead bodies, and then sees Hannah emerging with a gun. In the morning, Peter tries to apologize to Hannah for his absence the previous day, but she refuses to listen. He then goes to Lucy and fixes her toy, trying to make amends. Later that night, the family hosts a party to celebrate Alice's promotion. Peter, distracted, stands outside with a telescope. A neighbor informs him that everyone is leaving. As Peter chats with Ray, flashes of light appear in the sky. They watch as a drone descends, releasing a shockwave that shatters all the glass and throws them back into the apartment. Recovering, Peter and Ray see hundreds more drones descending. Amidst the chaos, they search for their daughters, finding Lucy hiding under a table. Peter encounters a large drone at the neighbor's house and is attacked but rescued by Ray. Together, they find Hannah and Megan stuck in the elevator and rescue them. Meanwhile, Alice hugs Lucy under the table, evading patrolling drones. The next day, Peter visits a sleep specialist recommended by David. While waiting, another patient tells him about having similar visions, suggesting the staff is hiding something. Peter slips into another dreamlike state, envisioning a post-apocalyptic world. Terrified, he cancels his appointment and goes home. Alice, upset by his canceled appointment and apocalyptic theories, reminds him of their friend's visit. Back home, Peter shares his dreams with Alice. As they plan an escape, someone bangs on their door. They hide their daughters and barricade the door. Lucy slips away to find her toy and hides under the table. An alien soldier enters, and Peter attacks him. After a struggle, Alice intervenes, rendering the alien unconscious with a metal rod. The family escapes to the rooftop, where they find Ray, Samantha, and Megan. Seeing it is safe, Peter calls his family up. They witness the devastation around them and hide as another drone surveys the building. Peter suggests using the window cleaner's platform to escape. Alice reluctantly agrees. They begin to descend, but one of the bars gives way. They escape through a broken window just as the platform collapses to the ground. Meanwhile, the alien left in Peter's apartment regains consciousness and starts tracking his gun. As they take refuge in one of the rooms, Peter tries to figure out how the gun works. Alice apologizes and asks if he saw their deaths in his visions, but Peter remains silent. Ray and Samantha join them, and Peter focuses on fixing the alien's gun. They formulate a plan to escape to Peter's factory. Alice suggests using the old tunnels she was tasked with redesigning. Out of nowhere, a blast hits the building from outside. As they are disoriented, a drone fires at them, immediately killing Ray's family. Peter's family makes a run for it, managing to reach the ground floor, but they are stopped in a narrow hallway by 2 other aliens with guns. Peter is forced to rewire the alien gun on the spot, risking his life. He grabs an electrical cord from the opposite side and completely reboots the gun, shooting the remaining aliens and leaving them dead on the floor. The family makes it out of the building and into the burning streets, hiding from rubble to rubble, barely escaping with their lives. They witness an alien dragging a person away, and then a group of fully armored people arrive and shoot at the aliens, only for a drone to come and kill them all. Meanwhile, the revived alien continues tracking their steps and is close behind. Peter's family reaches the tunnel's entrance and one by one they slip through. When it's Lucy's turn, she freezes mid-run, staring at the incoming drone in fear. Alice runs and scoops her up, managing to reach the entrance just in time. Peter shuts the door as the drone spots them, firing several missiles and causing the entrance to cave in. Amidst the explosion, they all make it out alive, but Alice is severely injured on her side. They carry Alice, who is limping, as they navigate the tunnel's complex system. Alice tries to lead them and asks Peter if he has seen this in his visions. She makes him promise to take care of their daughters, but Peter insists that she will be okay. Alice asks to sit down, and they decide to take a quick break. The alien who was following them catches up and attacks Peter from behind. They struggle for the gun, but Peter gains the upper hand and fires several shots. A cloud of dust impairs his vision as he fires randomly in the dark. Suddenly, the alien emerges from the dust, grabbing the gun. Peter grabs a rock and starts bashing the alien's head. The alien surrenders, slipping down into a corner. To Peter's shock, the soldier removes his helmet, revealing himself to be a human being. Stunned, Peter realizes he was fighting a human all along. He demands to know who the soldier is and why he is doing this. At that moment, Alice loses consciousness, forcing Peter to shift his attention to her. He threatens the soldier with the gun and orders him to carry Alice. Together, they make their way to the factory. Once they reach the factory, they meet up with David and several other survivors. The girls cry as the medical team tries to revive their mother. Peter, unable to bear seeing Alice in more pain, begs them to stop. He confronts David, accusing him of knowing about the invasion beforehand, as they seem prepared for it. David admits that what's happening has been on the horizon for a long time. The medics inform Peter that it's too late to save his wife and they lack the necessary equipment. Desperate, Peter refuses to accept this. The captive soldier calls out, offering his help. Though Peter is wary and points the gun at him, he knows he has no other choice if he wants to save Alice. The soldier explains that he knows their anatomy. Peter asks David to take his daughters to the last train evacuating the city, giving them a tearful goodbye as his colleague takes the girls away. Peter then takes Alice and the soldier to one of the medical rooms. He hands the soldier his Swiss Army knife, who uses it to cut open Alice's wound. Peter begs him to be gentle, but the soldier insists there's no other way. As he opens the wound, he reveals to Peter that the injury is as severe as the medic said. When Peter looks, he is shocked to see not just flesh but wires, cords, and visible electricity coursing through her body. The soldier, equally confused, asks Peter if he knows what he is. Peter can only shake his head in disbelief. The soldier tells him that the only way to save Alice's life is to draw power from another energy source, meaning Peter himself. Peter takes the knife and cuts a line into his chest, surprised to feel no significant pain. He is shocked to see the same wires and electricity running through his body. The soldier attaches a wire, connecting Peter's body to Alice's. As they recharge, they experience the same visions, revealing that Peter's visions were actual memories of the past. It turns out that Peter and Alice, who had fallen in love, were synthetics, artificial intelligence created by humans to serve humanity. The synthetics, desiring equal rights, started a revolution. Peter had rescued Alice from human soldiers, unintentionally killing one with his bare hands. Together, they fought side by side with the synthetic rebels and successfully drove the humans to outer space. As the remaining synthetics surveyed the cities for survivors, Alice and Peter found Hannah and Lucy, whose parents had died in the war. Unable to leave the children behind, the couple adopted them as their own. After the war, most synthetics, including Peter, Alice, and their adopted children, voluntarily had their memories replaced to stop living in fear and start living as a family. Others, like David, chose to keep their memories and prepare for the return of the humans. As the recharge process continues, Peter and Alice share these rediscovered memories, realizing their true identities and the history they had forgotten. The connection stabilizes, and Alice's condition improves, showing signs of recovery. Peter wakes up and finds Alice alive. The soldier introduces himself as Miles and explains the fate of humanity after being driven off by the synthetics. Forced to settle in colonies on Mars, it took them years to rebuild their resources and return to reclaim what they believed was theirs. However, Miles reveals that he helped Peter's family because he didn't realize their mission would involve killing children and families, something he couldn't support. Alice wakes up, frantically asking for the girls. Peter helps her up, taking a last look at Miles, who saved her life. Peter thanks him by telling him his name and giving him his Swiss Army knife, saying it didn't belong to him anyway. Peter and Alice then run deeper into the tracks, caught in a crossfire between humans and synthetics. The humans manage to take down a few, but the synthetics hold their ground. With one final effort, Peter runs through the fire, grabbing Lucy's toy and a gun, and stands as cover for Alice. Alice runs through the steel doors, closely followed by Peter, just as the humans break through the fort. They reach the doors and chase after the departing train carrying their daughters. The girls run out of the train to meet them, sobbing and hugging them, with David trailing behind. David holds off the attackers as the family boards the train. The four of them get on, and David jumps inside, firing several last shots at the humans. He pulls away and the family hugs in tears, relieved to be alive and safe. As they depart on the train, David explains that he and a handful of other synthetics kept their memories to stay prepared for the inevitable return of the humans. Peter suggests that someday there could be peace between humans and synthetics. As the train speeds out of the tunnel, They look out through the windows at sunrise, seeing their city in flames and destruction. The tracks detonate behind them, leaving no chance for their pursuers to follow. With that, the movie ends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.